Once you have finished measuring up your frame loom base, including these sections here where the teeth and the grooves are going to go, that is what we want to now start preparing. So just a quick reminder on the finished example of a frame loom here, you'll see that the warp is going up and then it's going behind the each alternate tooth. So going down a groove and behind a tooth, and this is how we warp up our frame loom. It's a good opportunity for me to say to you now that when you're doing your warping, there is sometimes a temptation to go up and over the back and all the way down the back and around the front. If you end up with this sort of look on the back of your frame loom as well, you've done it incorrectly. So it's important to remember that you're going up the front of your loom and round the back of each alternate tooth, up at the top and up at the bottom. I will continue to remind you of that when you're actually warping up your loom as well, so that mistakes aren't made. Okay, so let's start finishing off this component of our frame loom. So for this, you will need your box cutter or your scalpel. You will need a ruler, and you will need a cutting mat as well if you're working on a surface that you don't want to get cuts onto. And it's simply a case of following the lines that you have already put onto your frame loom. So in this case, we are going to be cutting from this line, but not cutting this line. We're going to be cutting from this line out towards the edge. It's really important that this line you don't cut along, okay? Because your teeth actually need to stay on the main part of your loom. So you start on the outside, so you do include this line and you do include this line here, and you cut each one of these to create a groove and a tooth. So I'm going to cut from here out. Now remember that this is not a race, so you don't need to be doing it really quickly. The important thing is you do it methodically and competently, so that your teeth and grooves are cut properly. So you continue this process all the way along. So you complete it down this end of your frame loom and also down this end of your frame loom. You can go to the back and make sure that the cuts are actually coming through, but what you're left with is the tooth and the groove on either side. And just a reminder that your warp is going to go behind the tooth and allow you to create a nice taut surface that you're going to be working with.